These are the major expenses that you have. And then let's say for you are trying to let's do for a short term, because if you do for a short term, the longer that it gets, the more profitable that it can be. So let's stop here. Reduce the cost, get more weight. Reduce the cost, get more weight.
Hi, I'm Joseph Joshua, a farmer and a storyteller. My mission is to share the real voices of African farmers, voices often missing in conversations about food and the future. Let's hear their story.
So yeah, in agriculture we have two different major aspects of agriculture. You have the farming side and you have the supply side, because you have to look at the production and the demand. So the customer is demanding for commodities from the suppliers, which are the farmers or the growers or the people who take care of livestock and things like that. And the process of getting the goods from the supplier, which is the farmers and the growers, to the customers is the supply chain, which is very important aspect of we call trading. You want to buy low and then sell high to customers. So yeah, there are different commodities that can be traded in the agricultural space. You have cocoa, you have fruits, you have cashew, you have coconuts, you have shells, you have palm oil, and different things: corn, fertilizers, livestock like pig, layers, broilers, and things like that. But today I'm going to be dwelling richly on palm oil, palm kernel shell trading. But today I'm going to be dwelling richly on palm oil, palm kernel shell trading, because there are different areas of palm. Talking about palm oil, you have the palm oil. Talking about banga farming, you have palm oil, you have palm kernel, you have palm kernel shell, you have palm kernel cake, you have palm kernel nuts. So all these things have been traded in the markets every single day. And you also have cocoa. Cocoa is being traded, whether futures trading or normal trading where people trade, or like sports trading where people buy, where the exporters buy from the LBAs and the brokers and things like that. So today I'm going to be dwelling mainly on talking about banga farming, talking about palm kernel shell trading, palm kernel shell trading, which is something that many people don't know about. Many people don't know about palm kernel shell, coconut shell, cocoa pods, and the rest like that, or charcoal. These they have high industrial uses and they're very, very rich in terms of export value. So palm kernel shell is a very, very important commodity, which is gotten from after breaking palm kernel. Now palm kernel, which is gotten from the palm fruits, and we mainly see that we are in massive supply from around February to April. You have them in bountiful supply, so that's a very, very high time when people harvest palm fruit. So palm fruit produces palm oil, and from this palm oil, people can also trade this one. People can also trade palm kernel, and people can also trade palm kernel shell. So nothing is for waste. Even the palm kernel, even the palm fruits from the palm tree, you can still trade the branches. From there, people get brooms and things like that. So and you still have after draining the palm oil from the palm fruits, you still have the palm kernel cake. So everything is very, very important in the banga space or the palm fruit sector, and it's very important for us to look at how we can excel as traders in any of these commodities that you are doing. You want to come and then make sure that when you input an amount of money or invest any amount of money, you want to get a return on that investment. You just don't want to invest and then nothing comes out or you go at a loss. So it's very important. So today I'm going to be doing on palm kernel shell, which is also called PKS. Now, PKS is a very, very important commodity that is sold to exporters. It's been exported. It has industrial uses in terms of it's used as fuel in industrial sectors, for cement industries, and for major manufacturers, Dangotes and the rest like that. They buy this palm kernel shell and they use it as fuel, or let me say as coal in their sector. Some people also use it for decorative materials in the Asian countries, but it has high use and people buy these things. You can buy them in Nigeria. You go to rural areas, or you go to palm oil mills where they make palm oil, and then you're able to discuss with them and you're able to get palm kernel shell. There are different prices, and then you have different prices. You can buy them for like 400 naira, 500 naira, even 200 naira. There's some places you buy 700 naira per bag, and per bag is measured. You buy the bags and then you infuse the kernel shell into them, and then you sell them to exporters or to foreign companies in the Asian space or European countries. You have agents in different companies who buy these things and then they utilize them in their companies. So it's very important for us to understand the way it's being traded in Nigeria, especially in Nigeria. So first thing you have to know in any commodity or in any commodity trading you are doing is you have to know the buying price of the customer. Generally, as at this point in time in 2025 September, we have the buying price for palm kernel shell per ton is selling for 37,000 naira. It is small compared to palm kernel nut, which is selling for 800 and almost 850,000 naira per ton. Palm kernel nut again is selling for 850 at this point in time in September 2025 per ton. We have cocoa which is also selling for around 10 million naira per ton. I have the rest of that cashew and sesame and wheat, the rest like that. So this one is small, but it's something that anybody can get into and start making a profit for themselves. You can start kind of trading if you're serious, very very low playing ground, and then you can start in this market and start building up something. So I said the buying price, which is the price, the selling price, is 37,000 naira per ton. So let's calculate how we are going to get this. And generally you just approximate that we have like 15 bags that are full. Sometimes it's more than that, sometimes not up to that, but generally we say 15 bags will give us 1 ton. So let's just approximate it like that. 15 bags that are full will give us 1 ton. So now let's see our cost, because our cost is what's going to direct us to know whether we are going to be in profit or not. So there are different costs. The first thing you have to do in kernel shell, you have to know the cost. And when we talk about the cost, you have things like the bags that you're going to utilize. You have the bags, you have the boys or the laborers who are going to put the palm kernel shell in these bags. So you can call them the baggers. You have the shell itself you're going to buy. You have the shell, which is the commodity. You have the shell, and then you are going to move these shells from interior areas to an outside area, which you are going to call hauling out. Depending on if you're renting bike or you're using your bike already. So whether you're renting the bikes you're going to use to bring them out, or you're going to use a diner, whatever space. Because one thing that you must know in terms of all these trades is that most times you have to see a very very good price for the shell. You have to look for a place where you can get, because the soul of trading is you have to buy low, look for a place where you can buy low, bring these things materials low, and then look for a place where you can sell them high. So that's the basic thing in any commodities trading, whether trading in any market. So you have to look for a place where you buy low and then you sell high. Whether it's gari, cassava on the ground, corn, fertilizer. So if you're buying high and you're selling low, that's something that you need to run out of, because it's going to drain you and going to finish your capital. So you have to go in rural areas. So you have to know how the logistics is going to be around those areas. Whether you're talking about bikes, about diner, or whatever they are going to use. Then you also the truck they are going to utilize. And also one very important area that you must know about is that they are going to settle different rural areas. So that is the King, the Road Transport National Union, and different things that they are going to settle them. So you have to put all these things into consideration. Now let's see the cost. Now let's see the cost that we're having for bags. Generally in the market right now, you can buy these bags for 35,000 naira, 35,000 naira per dozen. Sorry, per 100 bags. Per 100 bags. Per 100 bags. You have the baggers. The baggers. Now these baggers you can pay them depending on amount. Some people pay them 100 naira per bagging. You pay them like 150 naira. Some people you just find boys who are ready to do the work and then utilize them in safe environment. That's what you must know about. So let's say to increase the price, let's say 150 naira per bag. If somebody bags it very well and sews it, and seals it, you give the person 150 naira for a bag. They have the shell. I saw you some areas they buy like 400, some areas they buy 500, some areas they buy 600. It's not really a good idea to buy palm kernel shell if it's 37 naira per ton. To buy it from 800 naira for one bag is too much. So you're going to buy the shell for, let's say we're going to do it, if it's too much, let's say 600 naira per bag. Generally we buy this things 500 naira, most 700. That's when it's too like exorbitant, but generally we're looking at 600 per bag. Then you're going to haul out if you are renting or whatever thing like that. But generally, let's imagine that you're not using your own logistics. You are renting logistics from somebody else, or you are telling someone to do it for you. Maximum you're going to say 200 naira to move it for a bag. And let's leave the bag since we're just getting everything together. Then the loading, if you are loading for a short, you have different types of truck that can go here. You have different types of truck. You have the long trucks can carry up to about 650 bags properly arranged, and then you have the short truck which can carry about 400 to 450 bags. 450 bags, or let's say yes, 450 bags if it's properly arranged to the optimal level, because you're looking for how you maximize your profits. So 450 bags or 650 bags. But let's just say you put this to, let's reduce it to that's not so much. Reduce it to 420 bags. You also have settlement, depending on the area that you have. Some villages they are very, very cruel. You know, you've heard about settling different villages. Even when Beggar wants to build a construction road for a village, wants to build a road for a village, they have to settle the village that they want to build a road for. So it's settlement we are carrying good from any particular place, whether it's cocoa or anything, that's ready for to settle. Now let's say you might are settling in like different villages that you are passing through. Let's say maximum we are saying you are going to spend about, let's say, 50,000 naira to settle on the road. You have to look for areas. There are various regions that have this palm kernel, palm oil, very very maximum. In Nigeria, we have places like Delta. We have places that are very very good, and it's easier in terms of logistics cost, in terms of transportation cost. We have areas like Delta. If you are taking these goods from places like Port Harcourt, it's going to be very very far. So it may not really be profitable for you in terms of the 37,000 naira per ton. So you're taking areas from like Delta to like, you have places like Edo, you have places like Ondo, Ogun, and that you have those places that are very very all sure. You can get these commodities from Kernel Shell from these areas, Delta or Edo, Ondo. If you're talking about Nigeria space, you can get palm oil. That's major areas where you get palm oil from. You Port Harcourt, but it's just that it's too far. You can get it from Port Harcourt also. And Bayelsa, you can get all these commodities from those places, but they are just too far, and it's not worth getting that amount. Except they say it's another. Except you have your own logistics in terms of truck. Now, for a short, for the long truck, you have to hold something about 380,000 naira, and then for the short truck, hold like 270,000 naira. These are the major expenses that you have. And then let's say for you are trying to, let's do for a short truck, because if you do for a short truck, the longer that it gets, the more profitable that it can be. So let's imagine we're doing for a short truck, because for a short truck, even though it's a long truck, you're still having the same settlement, and most of the times the haul out can be a little bit maximized. So let's just do for a short truck. Now you have 35,000 naira per bag. Like I told you, 420 bags. If we're trying to do this, we're going to get them like four and a half bags. Let's say we get 4.5 bags. That's 4.5 times 35,000 naira. That's 157,500. 157,500. Then also we take baggers, so I give you 150 naira per bag. You have 150 times 420. 420, that's 63,000. 63,000 there. So now baggers, we're having baggers, we're getting 150 naira per bag, and then that's 63,000 naira. Then the shell, let's say we're buying the shell for 600 naira per bag. Calculate that. Like I told you before, in some places you can buy them as 400 naira, 300 naira, depending on those locations, depending on how far it is. And 600 naira is something that you can do with. If it's more than that, then you're already eating it deep into your profit. So let's say 600 naira per bag, and then that is times 420 bags, that is 252,000 naira. Then we have the hauling out. Let's say you have places where you haul out everything to. Let's say it's not really far, and then you do 200 naira times 420 bags. That is 84,000 naira. Then you discuss with your loaders and you discuss with them, and then let's say you do this for 70,000 naira. The boys or the laborers come and then they load it from the way you haul the goods out. You put them out from the villages, and then you're taking them out, and then they only just put it into a truck and get that for 70,000 naira. And I told that the truck is about 270,000 naira. So let's look at the total cost that we have. So this is totaling about 946,500. So 946,500 is the amount that it takes for you to get these goods that you have. So you may say you don't have this amount of money to start, depending on how you are early in the game. You may say you don't have this amount of money to start. What should you do? Should you take a loan and things like that? But you can take a loan if you are sure about these the areas that you have seen, and all these things are into the price. Or you can discuss with a buying agent, or a buying agent, and tell them that you need some funds. You already have this amount of goods on ground, and they can support you with some things like the truck and everything like that. Then you can have some funds. We need to hold at least 700,000 naira to even get this off the ground. Now let's see how much this 946,000 will give us in terms of profit. If it's, like I said, we are just approximating, being on the safe side, trying to like give maximum tolerance, 15 bags equals to 1 ton. And then let's see if we now do 420 bags. 420 bags divided by 15 is equals to 420 bags divided by 15 is equals to 28 tons. That is being on very very maximum safe side. For you want to aim to get more than 28 tons, that means that your bags must be very very. You must fill your bags and seal them properly. If you seal them properly, you can get up to about 30 tons. If you seal them properly, you can get up to about 30 tons. Get up to about 30 tons and the rest like that. So with that, it's okay. But let's just say we're getting about 28 tons. Now with these 28 tons, what are we going to get as our selling price totally? We are going to, as our the money that's going to come is going to be 28 times 37,000 naira, which is about 1.036 thousand naira. So to get 1.036 thousand naira, what is our profit? The profit is going to be, so the profit is, it's 9,500 naira from the first time that you go after spending this amount of money. And the Now this profit is going to actually increase because your bags, at least most of your bags are still being reused up to about 3-4 times. So you can just say 25% of your bags are being spoiled by people who are offloading it. 25% of your bags you can get up to about, if you let's say remove another one from here, another 35,000, remove all these costs, because you say you can. Maybe for the second time you're going to be having you're going to spend 39,500. This is the first time our cost is this. The second time our cost is going to be 828,000 naira. So from this 828,000 naira, you're going to have, and all these things will remain the same. And I told you before, if you're doing a long truck, the profit is going to increase. I do that, but I don't have time to do that in this place. But in long truck, you can aim for about 650 bags. Even for 650 bags, everything is going to be different. The cost is going to be increased, but the profit is going to get more, because in palm kernel shipping or whatever commodity trading you're doing, the most important thing that you must do is that you must aim to get more weight in stuff you're doing. Reduce the cost, get more weight. Reduce the cost, get more weight. Because we are dealing in tons, metric tons, and the rest like that. So 750 bags is for long truck. So if you see the second time you are getting 828,000 naira, and if you subtract it from our selling price, which is 1.036 thousand, you're going to get a profit of 208,000 naira. That's what we're going to get, 208,000 naira. And if you look at it, the ROI for the second time is going to be, so the ROI now you're going to get is about 25%. So like I said before, the ROI for the first time you're going to get is it's 9,500 divided by 946. Sorry, the first time the ROI is 9.4. Sorry, 9.4%. Then the second time your ROI is 25%. So you see that the first time you're getting an ROI of 9.4, and the second time you're getting a profit about 25%, which is something that's okay to be doing. You can do this one weekly or twice in a month. You can get all these kind of things available to you. And if it's longer truck, you can get from to about 300 to 350,000 to 400,000 naira per trip. Which is something that anybody can just do if you're serious about it, and then you minimize your expenses. You want to minimize your expenses as possible. You can minimize the hauling out. You can increase the profit by making sure that the bags are properly tied. You can ensure that the baggers, you negotiate prices with them and ensure that they're taking like 120 naira per bag. You can do all these things quickly in terms of talking about speed and the rest of that. You can arrange, you can structure your payment to pay these people in terms of days. You can put your loading, or you can negotiate everything to make sure that the cost reduces to as much as possible, and then you can increase your weight by bagging them properly. Like I told you before, 15 bags will give approximately 1 ton. So of course, if you bag it properly, you can get up to about, you can get more than that. So if 120 bags can give up to about 30 tons per truck. So everything is very, very profitable. We have palm, if you are doing palm oil trading, which is talking about okay, which I'm going to do in another video. You can talk about palm oil trading, you can talk about cocoa trading and the rest like that. You have to make sure that you analyze your cost, whatever thing you are doing, and then look at the profit that is going to get for you, and you make sure that everything is balanced and you're keeping a profit for yourself. You know what I always say, you have to make sure that you're getting an ROI of at least 10% in whatever thing they are doing. And the reason why this one is a little bit expensive because of the cost of the bags and the rest like that. So if you look for a place where you can buy kernel shell for about 400 naira per bag or 500 naira per bag, you see that you're reducing your cost and you're increasing your selling price. And then the other minor miscellaneous expenses in this, in terms of your transportation, in terms of your feeding, but it's not that much. You cannot get more. You cannot spend in terms of miscellaneous. You should not spend more than 50,000 naira in miscellaneous. If you carefully plan your trip, you should not spend more than 50,000 in terms of miscellaneous feeding of these boys and things like that. So everything should give you a nice profit. Just aim for a nice ROI of this after the second time. Okay, that's an ROI of 20% from the second to the fourth time. Just keep changing. Make sure you're changing 25% of your bags after every trip. If you found value from this video I've shared about Palm Kernel Shell trading, make sure that leave a comment below on whichever commodity that you want to venture into trading, whether cocoa trading, cashew trading, or palm oil trading, or whatever thing that you want to venture into trading, and I'll do a video on it. Don't forget to leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. I'll see you in the next video.